So in this video, what I want to do is I want to show you guys an extremely powerful loadout that you can literally put together with the free WARBOND. So essentially, you're not going to need any of the other WARBONDs. If you don't have them, you're going to be good to go. It's going to give you the ability to play on maximum difficulty. And honestly, it doesn't even matter which enemy you're going to be playing against. Now, I'm going to give you some other options when it comes to armor, but overall, the build is easily S tier for endgame as well. And I know some people are going to be like, dude, how are you gonna do that, dude? That's impossible, dude. Actually, no, it is possible, and that is precisely what we're gonna do. So let's break it down. Let's talk about the red stratagems. If you're trying to make a universally very powerful red stratagem combo, and actually what I like to do is have the red stratagems mostly for the bigger targets, and I deal with the rest with my other tools. So for example, if that's the goal, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up the 500 kg, and then I can combine this with the orbital laser. If you pick up these two, these are universally very powerful. If you're fighting the bots or even the bugs, it doesn't really matter. They get the job done. However, if you want to get a little bit better clears, instead what you can do is you can take out the laser and slap on the orbital napalm barrage. Now, if you're a little bit more earlier into the game, some great options are going to be the one and only airstrike. Also, you can pick up the strafing run. Just these 5 alone, guys, will get the job done. So for this video, we're going to pick up the 500 kg and the laser. But once again, if you want to switch out the laser for the orbital napalm, that's going to be up to you. Now, there is a few other things that I have to go a little bit more in depth here, so bear with me. So for example, if you're playing on a planet where there's dragons and whatnot, I would advise to take out the laser for the strafing run. The reason is we're going to combine it with one of the weapons that we're going to be using from the free WARBOND to make it very easy to take down the dragons, right? So yeah, depending on what planet you're playing, what enemies, these are going to be the options for you. Now, obviously, if you're trying to hunt down a Hive Lord, it would be a completely different loadout, but now it's we're kind of over that honeymoon phase, so nobody's really chasing down Hive Lords anymore, apart from me, I think, because I really just enjoy doing it. And I do hope in the future they will turn it into just a specific mission for the Hive Lords, right? But yeah, overall, if you're fighting dragons, pick up the Eagle strafing run instead of the laser. Now, for the blue stratagem, we're gonna go for the one and only S tier from minute 1 all the way to endgame supply backpack. This thing is an absolute beast. Gives you the ability to just jump in, boom, 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 destroy everything. You have tons of grenades, tons of stims. Ammunition is not a problem, and yes, ammo in general is a problem in this game, and supply backpack just takes care of that. You know, you don't have to think about it, you don't have to worry about it at all. Now, for the support weapons, you're gonna have a bunch of options, and obviously you can pick this up with the requisitions, and they are all really good, especially on endgame. So for example, if I was to make a build for the bots, I would go for the heavy machine gun. I think that it is extremely effective against the bots. Or you can go for the railgun as well. These two are phenomenal tools when you're fighting against the bots, especially with the loadout that we're gonna go over here from the free WARBOND. And when I'm playing against the bugs, since I do have tools for bigger targets such as the 500 kg, I can pair this strafing run with some of the tools that we're gonna be using. I'm not really worried about the big targets. So what do I need? I need good clears and the ability, for example, to close down bug holes. And what offers that? That is going to be the one and only grenade launcher. And especially with the supply backpack, it feels really, really good. Now, if you don't want the grenade launcher, you can always pick up the medium machine gun. You can go for the stalwart as well. And actually, the railgun can work, but that's going to be a little bit more for the experienced players. And another great option is going to be the flamethrower. Now, flamethrower definitely has a skill gap to it. So for this run, I'm going to pick up the grenade launcher. And this is going to be the loadout that we're going to go with when it comes to the stratagems. Now, let's talk about the booster here quickly. And one of the best boosters in the game actually comes with the free WARBOND, and that's going to be the stamina enhancement. Now, let's quickly go over the armor, because this is very important. In the free WARBOND on page 2, you are going to have the ability to pick up the armor with fortified. Provides 50% resistance to explosive damage. This is going to be your armor of choice if you're playing against the bots. But the next armor that I'm going to show you that is on page 4 is what I'm going to be running against the bugs and Illuminates. The armor I'm talking about is going to have the med kit perk. So this gives you 2 extra stims, and every stim you use has 2 extra seconds. So we're going to slap this one on. The cool thing about this armor is that it's medium. So you do have the speed compared to heavy, and we're also using the supply backpack. So you can't really go wrong. You know what I mean? It gets the job done. Now, when it comes to the grenade, and I still remember how happy I was to unlock this one from the free Warbond, it's going to be the impact grenade. These are actually pretty cool. The thing is, with the premium Warbonds, you actually get better ones, and these kind of got overshadowed, but the impact nades are actually really fun to use. So we are going to slap this on. For the secondary, we're going to go for the Redeemer. I still think this is one of the coolest secondaries in the game. Very underrated, and it will take care of the targets that will get close to you. And the reason I mentioned the distance between you and the enemy is because our main weapon is going to be the Scorcher. The Scorcher is on the final page of the free Warbond, and until this day, this is still one of the best weapons in the game. The only thing you got to master is you got to be careful not to go crazy on that damage when something's getting close to you. If you master that, then you don't have a problem, and that's where the Redeemer comes in. If you're getting pushed by enemies, you just swap to Redeemer, boom, 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 get him out, swap back to your Scorcher, and you're having a good day. You know what I mean? And the fact that the supply backpack is our choice, it makes the Scorcher even better, because the only problem, honestly, the Scorcher has is ammo economy. And with this loadout, we take care of that as well. So yes, this is going to be our overall loadout from the free Warbond. Now let's jump into max difficulty, and I'm going to show you just how good this is and how fun this is to use. Okay, so right away, I'm going to get my grenade launcher, right? We got to lock in. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to drop this. Don't forget that we have the one and only. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Chill out, everybody. Just let me grab my gear. Here's the impact grenades. Enjoy. Thank you. I'm telling you, this grenade is actually very underrated and very fun to use. So now that we have the GL, guys, the clearing becomes so easy. It really does. If you're playing the bugs, the GL is easily one of the most fun stratagems in the game, man. And you don't have to worry about ammo economy at all, because you have the supply backpack, which makes it even better. Like these uglies pushing you, like boom, boom, boom. You're just absolutely slaying them, right? And that's where, and let's say you don't want to use the grenade launcher, or you just want to swap around, that's where the Scorcher comes in. You got to keep your distance, and Scorcher actually has incredible time to kill, right? It's literally one of the best weapons in the game. And all of this that we're using right here, boom, just like that, is coming from the free Warbond. You guys can see the cool thing about the Scorcher, by the way, is that it can easily destroy these structures as well. So I'm going to get my reload here, and since the visibility is absolute ass cheeks here, I'm going to start working on one of the shrooms here, get it out of the way so that, you know, we have better visibility essentially. It does kind of look a little bit beautiful, I guess, but at the same time, the visibility can be really bad on some of these planets. Now, you can see that we're running out of ammo here. I'm just going to get the reload and just going to keep deleting these bugs. Let's see what he's doing. He's trying to rush me. I'm just going to break his ankles real quick, just like that. I'm not going to go through there. I'm actually going to go this way. We have more. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. El uno materialos. We're not leaving those. You know what I mean? Okay, these guys are getting close. One thing you need to keep in mind is that you got to be careful with the GL not to bounce it off of the enemies, right? And remember, you have tons of stims because of the backpack and the armor, so don't be afraid to use it. At this distance here, oh, we got a big ugly. We got a big ugly. You know, one of my favorite uglies. Can he get through there? I'm trying to make sure that he's getting through. Okay, there he is. Let me stim up real quick, and then we're gonna move. Oh, that 500 is gonna... Oh, yeah, that's gonna cook him. So as you guys can see, like, we're going to have tools for everything, bigger targets, smaller targets, you know, and that's what makes this loadout cool, man. That's what makes it cool. And obviously, you know, I was thinking about this, like, yeah, we make a lot of builds, but what about the people that, you know, just simply don't have any of the Warbonds or are not using them at all at the moment? Maybe they're just trying to put a build together with the free Warbond, and this is going to be it for you right here. Now, I'm going to show you that it also works for the bugs as well. Once again, keep in mind that very early on the free Warbond, you can pick up the armor that provides 50% resistance to explosive damage. It is not this specific armor. It doesn't look like exactly like this, but you can find it there. Once you pick that armor up, essentially the change that you're going to make to your gear is going to be that, and then you're going to switch out, for example, the grenade launcher for the said railgun or heavy machine gun. This one is going to be up to you. And don't forget, the booster is going to be stamina enhancement. Honestly, guys, it's no different, right? Like, it's exceptionally powerful against the bots as well. I'm just going to get my gear. And as long as you understand how to play the game, right, this loadout will not let you down. You're going to have all the survivability you need. Oh my God, I forgot to swap out my helmet. Now we're going to be running around with this ugly ass combination of armor of helmet. We're just trying to, I'm just going to try to ignore it. We got some enemies coming in here. So the cool thing is, right? Oh, and don't forget, we switched out the strafe for the orbital laser for this one. I'm going to keep the laser for now. I'm not going to use it. So we're going to take care of all of these enemies here. First, I'm going to try to use my Scorcher, which is exceptionally effective. And then we can switch to the one and only railgun. We got some teammates coming in, which is cool. Now, in these situations, if you're getting overwhelmed or whatever, for example, that's why I like to carry the laser. Now, do you have to use it here? Not really. But once you drop it, though, it does cook them up. So that is pretty cool. Now, when it comes to the Scorcher, this thing against the bots, in my opinion, still easily one of the best. And the fact that this weapon is in the free WARBOND is actually really cool for new players. Really, really cool. The ease of use, the damage, the fact that it doesn't care about like medium targets, light targets, it just doesn't care. And that's what makes it so good. The armor that we're running is also very, very effective against the bots. And the impact grenades actually do a pretty decent job at clearing. Oh, I haven't reloaded. I'll swap to my Redeemer here and take him out. I'm going to get the reload and a stim because why not, right? We have tons of it. And then we're going to take care of this guy. Some grenades are coming in from the left. Should actually probably lay down here just to add some survivability for us because they're going to be missing easier. Right here, we're just going to keep distance. Boom. Easy kills all day. Now, let's quickly talk about the Illuminates. One thing that is really cool about the squids is that you have way more freedom at the moment. So you can use the laser, the 500 kg. This is still going to be a perfect combo. You can switch out the 500 for the strafing run if you want to. And obviously, we're going to be still running the supply pack. Now, you see that I'm currently using the heavy machine gun, which is a great pick against the Illuminates. You're going to be melting down the harvesters and also the meatballs as well. You can pick up the stalwart, the medium machine gun. All of these things are going to work perfectly fine. Or another phenomenal pick is the arc thrower. Keep in mind, I'm keeping the same armor because the armor is very good against the squids. 6 stims, boom, 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 good survivability, supply pack. And you're going to see how fun the arc thrower is here, right? Once again, if you don't want to use the arc thrower, go ahead and use any of the machine guns or the laser cannon. I'm going to try to gather up a little bit more here so you guys get a better idea, right? Look at that, dude. All of them are coming in here. So I'm going to try to create a little bit more distance between us. Our stamina's good, everything. And now I'm going to charge it up. And you can just start absolutely destroying these guys, right? And you're staying at safe range as well. And as you guys can see, like, zombies are not an issue at all. You can clear them out very easily. And once again, like, even if it's overseers, dude, right? The stagger, look at the stagger. It keeps you safe. One of the best things about the arc thrower is the safety it provides. So many enemies, which is going to be actually good for us to showcase everything here. Remember that we also have the Scorcher, everything. In this case, I might actually throw in the 500 kg because why not? I'm gonna dive stim this way. We'll clear. It will help us clear a little bit. Boom, and now it gives me the ability to create more range and start the clears. Look at that. You see how it like zaps the other targets as well. So especially if you're a new player and if you're trying to, you know, get used to the game. And in general, like, play a little bit more safe, arc thrower is going to be for you. The impact nades, boom, throw them in. Scorcher. Yeah, essentially, you got tools for everything.